Hello and welcome. Come on in and take a seat and get comfortable as I introduce you to Nabors Cut and present some great findings. Please enjoy. My name is Jazzalette Wandrick and I'm your host and presenter for tonight. I am the publicist intern working for Nabors Cut to complete my Capstone Thesis project to graduate from Full Sail with my master's in public relations. Please allow me to give you an overview of who Nabors Cut is. Nabors Cut is a fairly new barbershop that opened up in August 2016 that has been created by Robert Nabors Sr. Mr. Nabors has been a licensed cosmetology manager specializing in cuts for more than 20 plus years. He has chosen to finally venture out on his own and showcase his skills and expertise as a cosmetology manager. Nabors Cut is featured out of Sola Salon, a professional building located in Maplewood, Minnesota that allows salon managers to rent out their own privately owned salon space. Nabors Cut is for individuals interested in high-end hair grooming services, both men and women from all demographics in the age frame of 21 to 35. Nabors Cut is a hair salon that provides unique plus high-quality hair services because only Nabors Cut can offer more than a haircut, but also a high and long-lasting bond. And plus a haven of educational hair services, relaxation, great conversation, and lifestyle trends. So here's a little note from me to you. The reasoning for this primary research is to help Nabors Cut enhance and expand its brand. There has been secondary research into better social media habits, if YouTube is beneficial to a business, as well as if being a small business instead of a franchise was a better route to take. If you need to know any sources that were used, they'll be listed at the end of the presentation, and all photos are original works created by me, Jazzalette Wandrick. Now, let's jump right in. And right now that we have a better understanding of who Nabors Cut is and all the housekeeping items are out the way, let's begin into the presentation report of findings. What was the method used? The recruitment. Most of the focus group participants were recruited via word of mouth personally. There's nothing more direct than picking up the phone to call a customer or a client, states Jill Efron, co-founder of the growth team and coaching and consulting firm. A brief conversation was had after doing some research into who would fit perfectly into Nabors Cut target market. The rest of the group were recruited via direct message and social media and email. Now, one of the best ways to connect with customers is through social medias such as Facebook and Twitter, says Ian Arnovich, co-founder and president of governmentaction.org, that participants were from different diverse backgrounds of government, business, cosmetology specialists, to college students. There were questions from the view of individuals needing hair services to individuals offering hair services. Now, the procedure. For the procedure, primary research was conducted through a survey that was given to a focus group of people of 6 and 3 hair professionals and 3 individuals that would regularly get their hair services. Now, survey allows businesses to identify users' needs directly, says Rubian Yonatan, CEO Analysis and Editor-in-Chief of GetVOLP. In the course of the primary research, I received a few cancellations and had to choose a few different participants that were not a part of the original focus group, but made up the final focus group of the 6 final participants. I gained great insight into the hair industry that was not previous knowledge that I obtained that will help me to better serve Nabors Cut. So, let's look at that analysis. I will now cover how the results were gathered, how statistically significant the data was. This includes statistical terms and demonstrations of an understanding of basic statistical reporting. And lastly, what the makeup of the respondents were, including all relevant details. So, let's hop into step 1. How were the results gathered? The results were gathered by hand, in person, email, and a direct social message. I also created a SurveyMonkey survey, but it was not utilized. According to Pew Research Center, survey researchers employ a variety of techniques in the collections of survey data. People can be contacted and surveyed using several different modes, one being an interview, in person, or on the telephone, either a landline or cell phone, via the internet, or by paper questionnaire, delivered in person or in mail. Factors related to the mode, such as the presence of an interview and whether information is communicated accurately or visually, can influence how people respond. Surveyors are increasingly conducting mixed mode surveys where respondents are contacted and interviewed using a variety of modes. I chose a variety of modes, being that it made it easier and more convenient for my focus group and kept me at a 6-member group. Now, step 2, how statistically significant was the data? The data was statistically significant because it helped gain a better understanding into some better choices for Nabors Cut to make. The survey was sent to a small population of 6 people, and all 6 people responded, giving a smaller accuracy rate. Being that the focus group was only 6 selected people, having a small production did leave very little room for a more larger variance response, though. According to Great Brook, as the percentage responding increases, the accuracy increases. Population size affects the response's need to achieve the same statistical accuracy. Now, for example, question accuracy. 50% of all workers felt that hair grooming services was a big deal of theirs, whereas the other 50 felt it was not. Now, this study was not experimental, but more observational, being that the data was collected and opinions were given. The data offered Nabors Cut knowledge into how to better their business. Step 3. What was the makeup of the respondent? The makeup of the respondents was 3 males, 3 females, 2 Caucasian individuals, and 4 African American individuals. Once again, 3 individuals are shop owners, 1 is retired, and 1 is a business professional, plus college student and government employee. The results are in. The research conducted was to know industry information about how to enhance Nabors Cut's hair services. This was very important, being that the clients are coming to the cosmetology specialist to keep them up to industry grooming standards. The relevant findings that were made were as follows. I will now review the actual survey and its results. So let's look at the survey questions. What impact do hair grooming services have on your life, large or small? 3 out of 6 felt that the impact was large, being 2 Caucasian women and 1 African American man. 3 out of 6 felt that the impact was small, 2 African American women, 1 African American man. Do you always stick to the same hair groomer or do you shop around? 4 out of 6 stick to the same hair groomer, being 2 Caucasian women and 2 African American men. 2 out of 6 shop around, which is 2 African American women. Here's a look at an original infographic created to visually explain some of this primary research. What is a reasonable price for hair grooming services? 6 out of 6 felt 100% that $20 or $30 was reasonable. 2 Caucasian women, 2 African American men, and 2 African American women. How active are you to booking appointments online? 90% were extremely active, meaning 5 out of 6 book appointments online, being 1 Caucasian woman, 2 African American men, and 2 African American women. 1 out of 6 book over the phone, which is 1 Caucasian woman. How often do you use social media? The majority used 50% of social media a day, being 3 out of 6 used 50% of social media, being 1 Caucasian woman and 2 African American women. 2 out of 6, bringing down the 50% of the day, 1 Caucasian woman and 1 African American man. Now, 1 out of 6 0% of the day is one African American man. Here's a look at another original infographic created to visually explain some of my primary results. Which social media sites are you currently active on? 90% were active on Facebook, making it the most active site. That is 5 out of 6 being 2 Caucasian women, 1 African American man, and 2 African American women. Instagram has 3 out of 6 being 1 African American man and 2 African American women. Twitter has 4 out of 6 being 2 Caucasian women, 1 African American man, and 1 African American woman. Do you use coupons when paying for hair services? 3 out of 6 use coupons when paying for hair service. This was a 50-50% coupon use because 3 out of 6 does not use coupons when paying for hair services. The 50% that used it was 1 Caucasian woman and 2 African American men, and the 50% that didn't was 1 Caucasian woman and 2 African American men. With these results in conclusion, I can target the correct demographic when trying to reach new clientele for Nabors Cut. Also, when creating social media campaigns, I will now know how to structure and design the campaign to appeal to the correct audience. As well as knowing these results, social media will become more of the core marketing done to reach new clientele as well. The next step will be to complete campaigns to get a better feel of this new demographic that is trying to be reached. In addition to surveying this demographic to understand the specific hair services these individuals would like to rest in, I will conduct my next focus group and survey in July 2017 unless more information is needed faster. When sending another survey, I will ask, what services do you like to receive when at a hair salon? What does a cosmetology specialist work ethic towards you, his client, affect the amount of time you return? Do you participate in social contests? Do you check into local business via social media? Along with more questions that arise along the way. Well, the presentation has come to its end, and it's been a pleasure being your host for the night and your presenter. I'm Jazzalette Wandrick, and I'm signing off for the night. Have a great day. Doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. Oprah Winfrey. Thank you. I appreciate you for taking time out of your day.